What is going on, everybody? It is your good old pal Tunnel here, and today I'm back with another video. This one is going to be a little bit different. We are going to be going over the Leafs game. I currently have the Canucks game on, hence for all this. But I'm going to be going over the Leafs game today and just kind of going over some other things. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, I wanted to tell you guys that there is a new channel logo. That is thanks to my wonderful girlfriend, and I hope you guys like it. And let me know your guys' thoughts. She's going to be making me a channel banner too, so wait for that to come out. And yeah, but let's jump right into the Leaf game and kind of what I thought of tonight's game. Tonight was against, they obviously played the Penguins. You guys know that. So we had some pretty interesting stuff to talk about. So the Leafs won 7-2. That was the final score of tonight's game. We had Sidney Crosby. He scored another goal. I thought it was actually a beautiful goal. He is one of the best players to ever play the game of hockey. So obviously, no questions asked. You know that he was probably going to score. And I learned tonight that he is one of the. I think I'd have to go back and check the stat, but a lot of his goals, like he's one of the number one for scoring against Canadian teams, so that's kind of a cool fact. Tonight, though, we had some players that honestly I didn't expect to see goals from. Dakota Joshua scored, former Canuck, and we had Ekman Larson score, and one of the Pens rookies, he scored. Kindle. That was a nice goal. It's nice to see another rookie doing well besides Bedard and Celebrini. I know Bedard isn't really a rookie, but there's a video coming out on that about Bedard and Celebrini, but that's for a later video. But it's nice to see, rookies getting some goals, and especially tonight to kind of kick off the game. Kindle scoring. One thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to the Leafs is my opinion on the benching and what they're doing in Toronto with top six guys getting healthy scratched from the lineup and bringing up other players. So they were talking about this in the media at the half of the game in the intermission, and I honestly thought it'd be a good topic for tonight, just kind of because, there seemed to be different opinions on it, so I kind of thought it'd be a good idea for me to give you guys mine. So one of the opinions were that they shouldn't be benching top six guys, and you shouldn't be benching your top six, and you don't want to have your top six feel like they're threatened with that if they don't play well, that they're going to be benched. And the other side is that clearly it's working, because tonight's game shows. You had Joshua benched, and he came back and scored. Cowan got sent down to the Marlies to have a stint there, and obviously, he's come back and he's playing. These last couple of games, he's been playing a lot better. He definitely seems more comfortable, and what more can you really ask for? Obviously, tonight they had Hildeby in net. I thought he actually played really well. Wool didn't start tonight, but I thought Hildeby played perfectly fine. And for a team like the Penguins, Hildeby, I would have started Hildeby all over Wool too. But in terms of the scratches, I kind of agree with it. I think it's kind of the way that the Leafs had to go. They weren't really getting the production that they needed or wanted. And when you scratch your top six guys and you're able to bring other guys up for one, an opportunity to play, and two, it kind of gives those guys a bit of a break and time to recoup and come back better, because they were not playing good. I think this was the first 7-point game. First 5-goal game since November 5th. So, obviously they've had some problems. We've all seen it. We all know how Toronto's been doing to start off the year, and it hasn't been the best, but things are looking better. Obviously, not totally fixed. This is just one game that we're going off of, and this has got to continue. Progress has to keep up, but they looked good. You know, I thought overall they played a really good game. Let's see. The other thing that I'm going to quickly jump on here, just out of my notes, is the Leafs' confidence. It looked like it was up tonight. I don't know if that's because they had players sitting out and guys were kind of wanting to show that they wanted to be back in the lineup or what, but I thought the Leafs' confidence was definitely there tonight, and they definitely played a better game than what they have previously. Silvers got pulled in the second period. You know, as a Vancouver fan, seeing him play in Vancouver, I believe that he was a really good goalie. I don't know if it was 100% Silvers' fault for all of the goals. There were some of them that, you know, I thought that he maybe could have played that a little bit better, but I've noticed that the Penguins defense, I haven't seen much of the Penguins this year, but it looked to me like the Pens defense just wasn't giving him the support in front of the net, and that kind of goes with the Leafs too. Like, that's kind of been their problem. Like I've said in my previous videos, is that the big problem that I see for the Leafs is their defense, and not having strong defense to be able to, you know, take on these teams that are really heavy on the forwards. And for the Penguins, when you're facing Toronto, obviously Toronto is a very forward-focused team. You got players like Matthews, you know, you got Nyes, you got Nylander, you had Robertson scoring there tonight, and he's kind of coming up still, but just like an example of, there's three guys right there, and then you also got Tavares and, you know, Domi. I don't know really what to say about Domi. I think he's an all right player, but he definitely isn't like, you know, who I think of when I'm talking about the threat on the Toronto forwards. I thought that overall, though, tonight was a way better game for Toronto, and I think that you know, if they keep playing like they did tonight, they could continue the year good. We got the Christmas break coming up, and then obviously, you know, the Olympics are coming up and the All-Star break, so there's a lot of things to look forward to coming up here in the future. And if Toronto can just get to that break on a good streak, it'd honestly be good to see, because they've really been struggling. And what happens in net, you know, you got Wool, not really sure when Stolarz is coming back. So, you know, you got all these different things going on in Toronto, as with Vancouver, and it seems like a lot of the Canadian teams are kind of going through this at the current moment. I mean, you got, you know, Toronto having their problems to start the year. Vancouver's having problems starting the year. All, in my opinion, all for kind of the same reason. Guys are going out with injuries. Guys just aren't performing. I mean, personally, in Vancouver, we're finally starting to see Petey, you know, start performing and shooting the puck more, which is great. But, you know, the last year was a year full of injuries too for us, and Petey not performing. So it, you know, you have these difficulties on each team that you go through. You got Calgary still basically sitting at the bottom of the league. Ottawa, I haven't seen much from Ottawa, but I don't think they're doing spectacular either. And then obviously, you know, Montreal is not doing too bad. I really like the Montreal team and kind of the way that, you know, they play. I think Montreal is a very good young team, and I know they've had their losses. I know they lost today, but overall, I think they're a really good team, and I'm excited to see what they do, and I think that they're definitely going to be a playoff team. And yeah, so one of the things that I just kind of want to touch on, we'll get into some Canuck news, because I don't want to just purely talk about the Leafs. I want to kind of expand on something that I talked about the other night, and that is what is kind of going on with Hughes and the trade rumors with Hughes, and just kind of expand on that. So I personally don't think that Hughes will be going anywhere. I know I'd mentioned what I had seen about Nyes and Hughes. I really don't see that very likely. I'm kind of on the boat of, I don't know if exactly Hughes is going to leave, because I think there's other guys, you know, kind of on the block for Vancouver that would go before we see them jump the gun and trade Hughes. I've seen that, you know, you got Kane, who we could be seeing leaving Vancouver. Sherwood could be leaving. And Sherwood is a guy that I think Vancouver is just kind of exploring, just kind of seeing what teams are willing to offer. They're not jumping the gun on him because obviously, you know, if you're a fan of Vancouver, you've seen it this year too. He's having a great year, so I think they're using him kind of more as a bargaining tool, see what they could get for him. But I don't want to make this video too long, so if you guys did enjoy, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. Let me know what you guys think about the new logo, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.